South. This is another interesting one.
Finishing it off.
Don't you think this is still an interesting game with those teams?
I mean, interestingly bad.
You guys don't like, okay. Well,
I mean, it's a tough one to pick because they're all but one of them is just bad.
Okay, let's get into this. Obviously Tampa Bay should run away with this division, right? But I said the same thing last year.
Should.
Okay, so there's a huge variable in all of this, and that I feel like is Bryce Young in Carolina. Again, I said coming out of college, I called Bryce Young a bust. Okay, said not a chance. I walked that back last year and said, all right, maybe I was wrong because he showed. Here was the things that I liked out of Bryce Young last year, and that was that he was more patient. He didn't panic. When he had to throw the ball away, he threw the ball away. I got to see him live in Tampa in week 18 or week 17. And it was like you saw him maturing a little bit, but he still he still is not great. But I said if he continues to slowly develop, then maybe he's not a bust. I always say everything when it comes to quarterbacks coming out of college, you give them 5 years. You don't really call them anything. You can predict what you think they're going to be based on their shortcomings or whatever it is at the NFL level.
Yeah.
Because these are all, listen, if you get drafted in the NFL, I don't care what round, you are a very, very, any sport, you get drafted, you're a great athlete. And anybody that says otherwise is dumb. And when you say that a player sucks, you're also dumb. They don't really suck. Okay. They're just not good in the NFL. That's okay. Because the NFL is the top 3% of the top 3% that get drafted out of college. The guys that start on a 53-man roster are the top 3% of that.
I mean, the practice squad could beat most people.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Around the world. So,
Exactly. So when you look at this stuff, it's like a lot goes into it for me anyway. Like I tell people, like when you're sitting at home watching TV or when you're reading a book at night, I like as a hobby, and it soothes me, is watching tape, running tape on quarterbacks and teams and seeing what they're doing and figuring out maybe what I would do if I was a coach or a scout. That's what I do for fun. Some people think I'm retarded. It's fine. So,
hey,
and
you like what you like, whatever floats
exactly,
your boat.
dude. So anyway, again, I think Tampa Bay and Tampa Bay's got a quarterback that wants to have a prove-it season to get paid. And I think when Baker Mayfield plays like that, I just love the dude. I love the way he plays, man. He plays with reckless abandon. Like he just doesn't care.
He reminds me of
hey, by the way, Cleveland, you had Baker Mayfield, but you idiots ran him out of town. I'll bet Steve, answer me this. If Baker Mayfield had stayed in Cleveland, do you think there's a chance they win a Super Bowl?
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't know why they ran him out. It just doesn't make any.
Because they're dumb. They signed Deshaun Watson to $250 million guaranteed.
Right after his scandal too.
Yeah, which
they weren't even sure if he was going to be suspended yet, and they still took him.
Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, so it should be Tampa. But let's see what Bryce Young does. Listen, I talked to a lot of people about potentially being wrong on that pick and being like, yeah, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong there. He's developing. They all looked at me like, no, you were right. I'm like, let's give him a chance. Let's see what he does this year. But again, I understand why a lot of people, he's got a lot of shortcomings at the NFL level, which you're playing one of the hardest positions to play in sports. There's nothing to be ashamed of. You still got drafted. And he played a little bit better last year, but a lot of that was their defense too. So I think that's what's going to keep Carolina in some games is that defense. So I've got Tampa, Carolina again. Mm-hmm. And then, okay. Listen to me with New Orleans. Hold on a second.
Atlanta, New Orleans. Okay,
hold on. Listen, it's going to be Atlanta. Atlanta's got, they've got like definitely top 10, arguably top 5 offensive line. So they've got protection, right? They were 5th ranked last year in the NFL, their offensive line. So you've got that. and a top 3 running back, depending on what list you look at. One of the, if not potentially the best running back in the NFL. You've also got their problem is quarterback. They just don't have a quarterback. They don't have a field general. But their defense is also decent. So I think Atlanta's comes in third, and I think they win like 6 games. Okay. And then here's the thing though with New Orleans. I like what they're building there, guys. They're building a roster, and they've done it quietly because it's not a bunch of sexy picks, I think. We don't know what Tyler, I don't know how to, I still don't know how to say his last name. Anybody? Show. You've got that kid that they drafted. Where did they take him at anyway?
He was second round pick 40.
It was it pick 40?
So he was the 70,
No.
the 72nd pick.
72nd pick. So that's the 3rd round.
No, second round.
Hold on a second, buddy. Second round.
I'm sorry.
40
he was 40 overall.
Yeah, no.
Second round, pick 40.
I'm looking at it right now. Pick 40 was the Chiefs. They took Mason Thomas, edge rusher out of Oklahoma.
Really? I have draft info for Tyler.
Saints.
2025, second round, pick 40.
I'm looking at the draft recap right now. The 22. Oh, he was in 25.
Yeah, he was last year.
Oh, he wasn't in this year's draft. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at it. He was.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he did okay. He did bad last year. 2,000 yards, 10 TDs, 6 interceptions.
Never mind. Yeah, he played 11 games last year. Okay,
QB
my
rating.
bad. 91.3 QBR, 10 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Average yards per attempt was 7.3. That's not terrible on a bad team. That's pretty good, actually. Completion percentage is almost 70%, Steve. And with a yards per attempt of 7.3, I mean, that's not,
I mean, they had a stellar running back core.
And they got better at, they got Travis Etienne Jr. That was one of their signings. He's top 10, maybe top 5. It's arguable, right? Arguably, sorry. They got Chris Olave, Jordan Tyson. I thought they picked up somebody else too. I'm not seeing it, but anyway, I feel like New Orleans is getting better. They are building something decent, but they're just not there yet. What was their first round draft pick was? Yeah, they did. They got Jordan Tyson. That's what I don't see him.
Yeah, number 1 was
there.
Jordan
He is.
Tyson.
He's on the injured. He's injured. So yeah, that was their first overall pick. Great wide receiver. That's a great pick. So I feel like they're building something. So it's like, let's see what Tyler does with a few more weapons.
But I have the same order.
Still last though.
Yeah, I mean, I have exactly the same order. Tampa Bay, Carolina, Atlanta, New Orleans.
So let me ask you a question real quick, both of you. Could Atlanta be better than Carolina?
Yes.
Okay, I feel the same way. So I put Atlanta
what about you,
third.
Nick? What do you think?
Wait. Man.
He already has him second.
No, I don't. I have
them the exact
same way y'all both. I have Bucks, Panthers, Falcons, Saints.
Okay. So Nick, I asked you the same question though. Do you think could Atlanta be better than Carolina?
God, I really hope not.
It's not a trick question. You know what I mean? It's
I think it's Carolina's to lose.
I'm sitting here looking at their roster and stuff, and is it possible? Absolutely. They have a great tight end. They have more options. I would say
they've got a good team, right?
They
have
just
no
the quarterback.
They have nothing at quarterback, guys. It's going to be so bad with Tua. Like
has he been named? Is he the starter?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because who else are they going to put out there? Actually, I'll tell you what. Right? I would start Cooper Rush. Hear me out. Do you remember Cooper Rush with Dallas? He put up great numbers.
Did he?
And he's
for like 4
QB3
games, 3
behind
games.
Michael Penix is awful. Tua is awful.
Well, that's not his fault. He has brain damage from playing football.
Oh, but Nick, I know, but he was
I know.
always,
I'm just
he was
saying.
always bad.
I just remember watching his decordicate posturing in that one game in Miami. I'm like, oh, they could put that in my paramedic book.
Yeah, it was bad, dude. It was like, it's bad when you go to Cerebit though. The Corticate, you're still okay. If you're going
Michael
to Cerebit,
Penix
you're going
Jr.
on that's bad. You're like
you're talking to Jesus, baby.
hemorrhagic stroke probably at that point. But anyway, let's not start making Steve go cross-eyed with medical talk. Anyway, so yeah, man, like in 2024, he played in Dallas. It wasn't terrible. Like he played 12 games in Dallas in 24. Had 1,844 yards passing, only 6 yards per attempt. Completion percentage is 60%, 12 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 83.8 on the QBR. In 22 with Dallas, he had, yeah, I mean, I still think Cooper Rush with a good offensive line and some weapons could be better than both those guys.
That's
just my opinion, but
no,
I mean,
it's Tua.
Tua only had one good season. That was 2003.
Who did?
Yeah,